It is a damp, cold, rainy Friday night. I just got back home from being out, and something happened this evening that made me inspired to share. So I am along the lines of Tempus Fugit, Carpe Diem, sharing this right away, wasting no time, and to create a theme of sorts, I think I should add some special light right here. This beautiful Vermont Lanterns lamp. Here we go. So when I return home via bike, I take off my jacket and my whatever, hat, gloves, and then I bring my bike to its resting place. The bike is always just sort of parked in the entrance of my apartment. And then I bring it in to the bedroom where it lives when it's not out on the streets of New York City. Now, a few weeks ago, I posted a little video to Instagram, a funny little video which I shot with my friend Kyle, and it unexpectedly went viral. And tonight, two people came up to me while I was out, and they asked me about my bike lamp because they had seen it in this viral video. They said, "Oh, I saw your video about your bike lamp. It's so cool." And I agreed. I think it really is cool. And then, because this is a functional object, I said, "I actually have it in my bag. Would you like to see it?" And their eyes just popped out of their head. And I took the bike lamp out in this crowded restaurant, and I showed them how it works. So this is how my bike lamp works. I have this beautiful silver Vesta case from the 1830s. It houses the matches, and it has a striking compartment at the top. When this was made, this silver case, matches could very easily abrade against something and catch on fire. So people were very conscious of walking around with matches in their pocket, and a case like this prevented a dangerous occurrence of matches just igniting. So this was a practical thing. This is how this bike lamp works. Let me open it up. It is oil. It is fueled with oil. I light the match. I light the wick. And then I close the front and I adjust the wick. And the glass at the front is very thick and rounded, so it actually magnifies the flame and creates a very bright light. And this part is sort of spring-loaded, so it mounts on the bike, and as the bike is bobbing up and down, the light doesn't go out. It has a red crystal on the left side and a green crystal on the right side, And historically, that was to indicate whether a bike that you saw in the distance at night, just from this light, whether it was coming towards you or going away from you. Safety measure. Look at these beautiful lit up colored crystals on the sides. So when I lit this twice at the bar, I knew what would happen, and it was so wonderful to see the faces of the people watching just completely become bewitched by this very functional yet extremely beautiful thing of the past. And that was thrilling. I mean, I feel that thrill when I'm using this bike light. Every time I use it, I just feel like there's a bit of magic taking place, but it's so wonderful to share that magic, and that's really what it feels like. It feels like a bit of magic from the past. And when I am riding back home, the 30-minute ride back home with my bike lamp lit in front of me, my mind always ponders why something like this is so special. A bike lamp like this today, one would say, is not practical. This is extremely impractical. There's oil, there's sort of lamp oil in the bottom here. It could leak. This is a valuable object. It could get stolen. Many people have said, well, aren't you scared of it getting stolen? It is a kind of a fire hazard. There are so many aspects of this object that just make it a no to many people. How would you mount this on a modern bike? Well, I have a historic bike that actually has a mount on the front specifically made for a lamp like this. So it just fits. But this lamp exemplifies something that I have been practicing in my life for a decade, probably longer, and that is analyzing the use of my time and leveraging that to create an experience that is the best experience. That is often faced with the challenge of, well, you could do this faster and you could do this easier. Why would you use a bike lamp like this when the easier, faster way would just be to put a battery-powered light on the front of your bike? And my rebuttal to that is always, yes, it's easier, and yes, it's faster, but is it better? This is something that I'm asking myself constantly when I'm faced with the challenge externally and internally of why do something that is so archaic or that might seem slightly or greatly inefficient. Why do it? And my instinct to do it when it is less efficient, slower, is because the instinct comes from a place of because it's better. It's better to take the time and the effort to do it this way. And it results in an experience that is sometimes profoundly beautiful. That's the example that I'm giving you with this bike lamp. But something else occurred to me earlier today when I was making my lunch. I love eating this specific salad that I make with frisée and blue cheese, and part of the salad requires pecans that get toasted in the oven. And today, as I was preparing the salad and the pecans were toasting in the oven, it dawned on me that I never set a timer for toasting those pecans. I don't set a timer because I have learned that the best timer is this, my nose. I use my nose to indicate when the pecans are done. And many times, I'm going to admit this openly, my timer has failed because I wasn't paying attention, I was doing something else, and then I left the pecans for too long, and actually, well, the timer didn't fail. I betrayed the timer. I was distracted and I was doing something else, and the timer actually worked and said, oh, you smell that? Burning. And I run to the oven and it's too late. So the rebuttal might be, well, if you know you burn your pecans regularly, why don't you just set a timer for 5 minutes? Even to just remind yourself, hey, it's 5 minutes, it's around this point, now you can use your nose. And I will say that I never gave this much thought before today. But as I was riding home, I was thinking about this and the looks on those people's faces when they saw this. They came to life. They were so happy to see this. And then almost instantly I thought of the pecans in the oven. It's because the experience, unsullied, can add so much to the most mundane thing. Riding your bike home like you normally do every night. It's a chore. Well, adding this to it seems to take away the aspect of work, of riding 30 minutes in the cold, uptown. And it's the same with not setting a timer on the oven for the pecans. I know when I don't set the timer, hey, you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to pay attention. It forces me to pay attention, and it forces me to pay attention with my nose, which is a sense that we are given as humans for a reason. And it's kind of sad to me that the reason for having this sense has been diminished as we have progressed with millennia of technological advancement. But what is lost with that technological advancement is a certain element of beauty. That smell of the pecans when they are perfectly toasted, and it is a spectrum. There's a sort of a 0 point, and then it goes up, it reaches its peak, and then there's a decline as they start to burn. And the smell of those shelled pecans when they have reached the perfect place in the oven is a beautiful, sweet smell. And I hit it sometimes with my nose, and I take them out. And then I chop them up and I put them on my salad, and I can taste that they were toasted to perfection. So my internalization of this practice of being very conscious that there are faster, much more efficient ways of doing things, but they are not better, has led me to constantly analyzing what I'm doing on a regular basis and asking myself, yes, this might be more efficient, but what is the best way of doing this for you? And I understand that so many people have so many other priorities. I don't have kids. So people with kids often have a whole different set of priorities. The kids come first. They have to do what the kids need, and I get that. But any opportunity that you have to leverage savoring something that is previously or was previously seemingly mundane, think about it. And if it requires more time and more work, and you have more time and you're willing to give it more time, do it. Because what will happen is you will be enriching that experience so much, and it will make you happy.